This is Jay High from Couch and Keyboard, and I have another topic I like to go over. So pretty much on Reddit, I saw a pretty interesting post a few weeks ago. Pretty much, uh, someone that I didn't really recognize was saying that, hey, I'm running an online tournament called Duck every Thursday, 7 p.m. online West Coast bracket, and you can win a flight to a major. Now I saw this and I was really interested. I was like, huh, that's a pretty cool thing. Now, there's been a a bit of a exit in terms of or exodus, whatever you want to call it, in terms of sponsorships in Melee. Back in like 2014, 2017, like kind of paralleling Smash 4, but also with the documentary. Like those two things really, and also EVO 2013, those things all work together to really bring Melee into the spotlight. Because there'd be Smash 4 players that would start playing Melee. There'd be a lot of people interested in players. Like people got sponsored literally because they were in the documentary, like KDJ and Ken and Chillin and like all that kind of stuff. And, like they were good, but probably not first in line if you're going by skill. And then Evo was getting bigger and bigger. I mean, in 2017, I think it had over 2,000 entrants for both Smash games. Like Smash was so big at the time. There's so many entrants. So these sponsorships were coming out left and right. Now sometimes the sponsorships were kind of shady. Sometimes they ran out of money and uh, or there wasn't deemed to be a profit. Like you can get a decent amount of eyes because Melee personalities were standing out a decent amount. It's not like you have one person out of five and they don't really get a chance. Like Melee players get the chance to show their personality. Um, you don't always see it from some players. Like some players are a little bit more quiet, but in general, there was a lot of sponsors. Now a lot of them have kind of backed away, and there's only a few that are still in. Like Liquid is still in. You have Shopify Rebellion, which combined with Moist Moguls, both uh, Moist Critical and Ludwig combined Moist Moguls, then got taken over by Shopify Rebellion. Um, so there's not a lot of sponsors left. That's been a big thing for Cody because he really wants to be able to afford to go to events. Now, Cody can be controversial at times, but in general, the argument about not wanting to go to tournaments because you feel like it can be like it'd be much more advantageous to stay home and stream. Like yeah, streaming like is also dependent on your tournament results if you're playing Melee. Like that helps build your resume to be like considered to be good. But yeah, so there's been a little bit less like resurgence to want to go full time in Melee. A lot of people are like, I need a job and I'll go do Melee too. I mean, a lot is a doctor. Like a lot of players have their own kind of job and are not able to fully be able to. Like even streaming is like kind of different because you don't need to be a being a good Melee player doesn't mean you're a good streamer and vice versa. Like it's different skill sets. You can play Melee to stream, but you have to be creative. So either way, sponsorships have been kind of on the back burner. There's been some sponsorships. I know like Egg Dog has been doing some stuff, at least in 2023 to last year. Like there's still a little bit, but it's more kind of picking and choosing. And I think that this is a really cool way where a player saved up some money and says, hey, I want to send a person to an event. One person, one event, that's it. Now, that may not seem as good of a deal when it comes to a player. They want to have more guaranteed income and coverage for those events, but you got to start somewhere. And I think that this is a really cool opportunity. And I really am curious to see who will get it. So this is a West Coast bracket, which is not as populated for Melee players as the East Coast. So that's not a bad thing, though. I think there could be an East Coast event that does the same exact thing just for East Coast players. Absolutely. So this was posted in the 6th iteration. Total, there's been 8 by now. There might be a 9th one by the time this is posted. So it was kind of small at first. Dial M was going Falco. Didn't end up doing that well. Got third. Lost to Kona, a Peach main. Not sure where they're from, but West Coast. And then won again, pretty small. I believe Lumbre is a Texas Luigi. So it's like these aren't crazy high ranking players, but people are trying to put their names out there. Week 3, still not very big, but you have OKP and Dial M, with Dial M winning it. You have some OKP top 100 player, top 50 player. Dial M almost surely going to be top 50 for this the first half of the year with the Genesis run. And then we have Dial M again. Did lose to Omar, the Sheik. I'm not sure where Omar is from. Here, let me check. Okay. Nevada. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, Nevada has a decent amount. Sometimes they have a little more ultimate than melee, but I think Logos was Nevada. And then OKP going Falco in Grands to get another win. And then you have Dial M winning this one against Omar, going back and forth. So Omar's looking pretty impressive, but ultimately winning the entire event is what's most important. And then OKP won against Dial M this time, and then number 8, Dial M, won again. So they had a little bit of a leaderboard here for number 8. This was for the top 7, where these 3 were tied with 2, and Omar had 1. Now Dial M is in the lead with 3. And so this is by the end of May. So there's still a lot left. If you were to enter now, you could and win like half the ones you entered. You could maybe still get the flight. I do think that this is a very simple way to keep track of it. I've done some other things where it goes based off of points, to where it's like, okay, if you get first and then get 7th the next week, it's not as valuable as getting like second, like more consistent. But that's just nitpicking. This is a really cool way of supporting players, because you're rewarding them for like their effort, their merit. Like, yeah, sometimes voting can be a little bit like, okay, I choose you because insert reason here. And so I think like this can be a really cool opportunity especially for some of these players that like OKP started traveling more, got a ton of good wins. Dial M started traveling more, got a ton of good wins. Omar and Kona, don't know them as well, but who knows? I mean, traveling more, like I remember Aura started traveling a little bit more, went to Egg Dog, which I think that was in the Pacific Northwest. So it was like in his backyard. But he got experience, and then he started doing really good. So top level experience, which there is Slippy, so it's not as valuable to like go to the hyperbolic time chamber like they used to refer to Summit. But it was like, certainly it is helpful. You get the chance, like, because if you're already not top 100, what does it hurt for you losing to good players? At least you got the opportunity. A lot of players don't get the opportunity. So I think it's really cool. And I would be cool with Dial M, but I mean, I made videos about both these players, both DK and Pikachu, for Dial M and OKP. So either one of them I'm rooting for. But I mean, I'd be fine with anyone. Like, anyone getting the opportunity to go to an event they wouldn't normally go to, it's great. Now, the post said any U.S. event on the Smash calendar. I assume Melee event. You probably wouldn't go to an Ultimate only event. But looking at these events, I'm pretty sure OKP is also Colorado. So like, Altitude Sickness is right there. So they're probably both going to go to that. Now, you want to make sure you get a good event that like you get a lot of opportunities. Maybe not just a huge pain to travel to. You don't want to get jet lag and screw up your opportunities. I think Battle of BC would be pretty cool. Require you to get a passport, so good luck to Dial M getting a passport. But maybe he already does. I don't know. Gamo's a little bit farther. Like, I would think that a somewhat short flight, like Colorado to Vancouver, is not like like a 30-minute drive. It's lengthy, but it wouldn't be too bad. And like I don't think you should just try to extract as much wealth as possible from this guy. It's like I want to go to Miami, like as far away as possible, in the southeast. But like you know, uh, CEO is Orlando. Like, I mean, yeah, you have the Florida players with HBox, Wizzy, Crudo, Panda. Yeah, you could benefit from that. But I feel like going to Battle BC, if you do have a passport, and maybe like Riptide or Collision if you don't, because some of these are coming up. It's end of May, so these would already be over with anyway. So yeah, I mean, Battle of BC would be a really fast turnaround. Um, yeah, I mean, I think that you could make stuff work. Oh, I guess if it's a U.S. tournament, it probably would include. So yeah, I would probably do Riptide then. I think like Riptide is surprisingly stacked at times. Some like I feel like Riptide's been a lot more stacked than Low Tide City. Like they've both been water park tournaments that kind of bleed together, but Riptide's definitely been the more stacked one. I think Low Tide City also ended. I'm pretty sure. Um, it was in Texas. It was a good event. But overall, I think that like if you're staying in America, I would go to Collision or Riptide. I think that those would be really good events. I hope events like give the opportunity to make this worth it. Because I do think some events, like I remember S2J like traveled like 2 or 3 times. It had like no meaningful data, and people were like, "How do I rank him?" He didn't do anything. He beat the people he's supposed to beat. A lot of people he's supposed to like lose to. Like I really want there to be meaningful data because like that's a big thing in college sports right now, where it's like okay, like especially college football when there's a scarcity of data. Obviously, it's better in Melee because you play a lot of people. You don't play one set a week. But I do think it's like making sure you get most bang for your buck, or at least bang for your opportunity, I guess. Like you make the most of it and get the opportunity to get good wins. Now, I think both Dial M and OKP, if they were one of them were to get it, I think they would probably do pretty well. Like, yeah, they're probably going to get seated fairly high, and maybe they kind of do like the middle of the road. But like, if you have a scarcity of data, like you still have like beating those players can still be good. It's just like it may not get you as ranked highly as you think you deserve, and other players may have outperformed you. So I mean, I think these players do have opportunities. I mean, maybe they go to Oregon for Fight of the Museum. They probably go to Altitude Sickness, uh, stuff like that. So I do think definitely whoever wins, I think would have a really good shot at getting that like this could help their ranking, and this would help their seeding, and then help them be more likely to get more favorable sets and play top players, and like it's a snowball effect. So like this one like flight could really change Melee, and I really want to see more of this. I personally have a goal of wanting to use this channel to be more for like funding players. It's going to take a little bit to get there, but that's something that I think would be awesome. And I encourage others to, like compendiums used to be a big thing. I think like sometimes it'd get so much where like it would be hard to kind of stand out. But like funding players to go to your events is really cool. And even if it's a short-term thing, like I think a sponsorship is a lot more of a huge commitment compared to just going to, giving someone, here you go to this event, have fun. Like I think that is really cool to do and is more reasonable for people to do. Like individuals can save up and because it's fun to like watch something you're invested in. Like Ludwig said when he sponsored Zane for Mogul Moves Genesis 7, I think. Like that was like, and he was like Mango fan, like fully in SoCal, all that. Like Zane was from NBA, but because he was financially tied to this, like he was so invested, and like in the fact that it paid off was like super exciting, and I think that can be a really cool thing. Like, and if they have to, like put on a hat with the sponsor, whatever, change their tag, like I think Dial M also already kind of has a sponsor in like a little bit, maybe just like a team or something. I don't know. But like, it could be less about like the glory of it and like, oh, I paid for this guy. It's just you get to see good melee. You get to see more opportunities from players that don't always get the opportunity. So yeah, I want to see more of this. Big ups to PK Indrick, P Kendrick, probably P Kendrick. Big ups to you, and I hope this inspires more people to do a similar thing. I want to see it more often. Maybe I'll put my hat in the ring too. So yeah,